What's up, everybody? It's Isaac Wells.
So, the Nintendo Switch. My thoughts. Let's get started. So, my overall opinions of the press conference were good, but there is some things that I kind of felt were left unanswered, and I was kind of left out a little bit. But that's just how Nintendo is. But I also think that it's only like 3 months before the actual release. You could have just like told us a couple of things that I personally wanted to know. Now, don't get me wrong, I am a huge Nintendo fan. So to say that I'm not going to get it would be a bold-faced lie, because I've already like bought it in my mind. I own like every single Nintendo system, and I'm happy with most of them.
That goddamn Virtual Boy!
So here's what I like about the system. Obviously, it's kind of like a hybrid of the Nintendo Wii U and the Nintendo 3DS. It's, you know, you can take your game with better graphics and all that stuff and, you know, move it wherever you want. It's mobile. Another thing is that I like how they're giving us The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild right off the bat. I like that you don't have to wait for that. Even though they have some games that are coming with the system, you know, I know, it's all about Breath of the Wild. That's what we wanted. I am looking forward to the innovation they can bring with the screen. Now, I'm assuming the screen is touchscreen and that the pad is updated way better than the Wii U pad, because the Wii U pad was already out of date when it was released. But with this new Switch pad, I'm really looking forward to seeing what they can do with it. One of the things that I absolutely love above everything else is that they have made local co-op so much easier. I mean, if you think about it, Nintendo's always been kind of innovative, and, you know, gaming started in the living room, or in real, it started together. So the fact that you could take your Switch little pad, go to your friend's house or go anywhere and play together with a friend right there is just amazing. That's taking co-op, local co-op, from the living room to anywhere. And you also get the network co-op. I am very, very excited to start the use of the new controller schemes that they have going on. My favorite among all is the new Pro Controller that is basically a 360 controller, so it's like almost a perfect controller, at least for me, so I'm going to be getting those. Now let's move on to the couple of things that I have a problem with. Now, before I start saying what I did not like, I have to remind myself and remind you, the viewer, that, you know, this is a big thing for Nintendo that they've done. And I'm not saying reveal a new system, because they've done that since, you know, the 1980s, duh. But I'm talking about they lost Satoru Iwata in the arms of the angel. And this is the first big reveal that they've done without him. So understanding that, you have to realize that it's not going to go, you know, the usual, because they lost such a huge part of Nintendo. But with that, let me move on to what I was kind of disappointed about. One, I didn't get a confirmation on how the games will be running. They didn't say anything about discs or cartridges, which I think that they are going to be using cartridges, but they didn't confirm that. And to me, it was kind of like a little bit of a letdown, because I kind of wanted to see the cartridges. I kind of wanted to see how they work, see if they look like DS cases, and I think they could have showed that. Another thing is, with the new controllers, although I am excited about them, I feel as though they are kind of small, and from the looks of it, it's just, you know, it might be, you know, one of those controllers that hurts my hand. I mean, after about an hour or two or less with my 3DS, my hands get sore right here because I have bigger hands. So I'm trying to understand how this is going to work. Now, I know, like I said before, the Pro Controller, but I hope it doesn't, you know, make me have to buy the Pro Controller. I hope I can deal with this controller scheme the way, you know, just easy. Now, a lot of people have brought up the price point, and let's be honest. Yeah, it's kind of expensive, but, you know, you gotta understand, they were selling Wii U's at a loss. It's not like they're going to go, oh, well, we're just going to sell them at a loss again, because they don't have to. Also, another thing you have to remember about the cost is, you know, you're paying the cost for some of the best, because their first-party games are quite honestly and undeniably the best first-party games from any system, any game company ever. So, I mean, you're paying for the price, but you're also paying for the fact that you're going to get hours and hours and hours and hours of fun, whether it be online, local, or just yourself with these amazing games. I didn't hear too much about the tablet's battery life, and that kind of concerns me because the Wii U Pro pad, that died really, really fast. And if it's anywhere even near that same amount of lifetime, it's almost worth not even taking out. Now, it's obviously certain that it's going to be, upped, but I just want to know how much. Other than that, this was kind of a very confusing, conflicting press conference with me and Nintendo, because all the other press conferences or announcement videos I've watched are just absolutely amazing, and I'm almost 100% down on everything they do. Now again, I am older and I know how it goes with gaming and with systems and with lifetimes of the systems, and I just hope that it's going to just knock my socks off, because I was feeling very conflicted about this press conference, and I don't want to be. Like, I'm going to be optimistic about it, and I really am going to be looking forward to getting this system and playing this games. I just felt like either they could have done a little better, but I also have to think that, yeah, they lost Satoru Iwata, but also they're, a gigantic company that, kind of should be on top of it, but I'm also kind of a Nintendo fanboy, which I'm going to buy every single game that comes out, first party wise, or games that I find interesting for that system. But, this time it was kind of a hit and miss with people. With me, it hit me and it missed me in certain ways, but I'm still going to get the system. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below, and are you going to get the Switch, and what do you think about it? Until next time, I'm Isaac Wells. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to me, and leave a comment. See ya!